Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel for another collab with Miles. Today we are going to be doing a final predictions / hopes video for Legend of the Sea Devils, the upcoming Easter special, Jodie's penultimate adventure, which will probably be airing in a matter of days when this goes out. So it's a final chance just to sort of speculate and give our thoughts on the information we've got so far about this story. Obviously we discussed the Sea Devils coming back right off the bat when it was announced on New Year's Day. So we have sort of discussed initial thoughts, but there's some stuff that's come out since then, like the trailer and Doctor Who magazine, all sorts of stuff, bits of information that we can speculate upon. So I guess just right off the bat then, how are you feeling? It's about a week away, isn't it? Just over a week away.
It's literally, I mean, as I say, it's Saturday, so it's like about a week and a bit. I'm very excited. I'm in the same kind of place I was for Eve of the Daleks.
Yeah.
In advance of that, like, I'm very excited to see, just new Doctor Who, really. In Jodie's penultimate episode, it's weird that this era is going to be coming to an end before we know it, really.
I know.
So yeah, no, I'm very excited. Most excited of all to see my fishy boys in action. It's just it was a great surprise to see that on New Year's Day, without even having any idea. So it's going to be great to see how it's pulled off on the screen.
Absolutely.
I mean, they look fantastic. Ray Holman's done an amazing job on the design.
Yeah.
Forget the name of who sculpted the masks and things, but amazing stuff. So really, really good. I don't think I've seen a monster design as positively received as the Sea Devils. I think
It's been pretty unanimous,
even more overwhelming than the Sontarans. I think there's been the odd naysayer who's been sort of a bit disgruntled about it, but that's part of the course, really, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Really, really excited, particularly for the Sea Devil aspect, but other great stuff as well.
Pretty similar, really, for me. I mean, the Sea Devils being in it changes the game completely, really. I've said this before as well, but when we had the first murmurings about this story last year, it's Chinese pirates. Okay, fair enough. Sea Devils, what? Oh my gosh.
I don't know how we didn't expect it. No one really
I know. We
put two and two together and went, because I think it happened so much, like Praxius, it was like, is there going to be Sea Devils in it?
That's the thing, isn't
no.
it? Yeah.
There's all these different instances where we're like, Sea Devils? No. So for this,
I
this
do
point,
wonder
we're like,
if Christian sort of saw the reaction to that and was like, you know what?
Maybe I should have done it.
Now I've got this extra episode, maybe I should go and do it. Yes, it's a weird one. It's the production of this, and obviously we don't know the full picture yet, but the implications it's sort of come about as a sort of fairly last minute thing, and the Eve of the Daleks as well, the New Year's Day special, but obviously there was always going to be, I think, a New Year's Day special, but just because of COVID and stuff, the plans had to change.
Is this
one an interesting one, isn't it? Yeah.
Am I right in thinking if this was if Series 13 was a full series, this was one of the stories they had planned?
I think that's been said, yeah. But
I think Chibnall might have said something about it.
I think something about pirates, but not necessarily in Asia or with Malinching or whatever. I don't know if the original plans involved the Sea Devils either, actually, but possibly. Yeah, I mean, it's a weird one to think about if he just sort of decided to resurrect them, as a sort of afterthought, rather than doing it within the main body of the
series, because obviously we now know that Flux was very much kind of like pandemic inspired in terms of the story. There was a normal series planned, which is so interesting. I reckon it's going to be really bizarre when we look in a few years' time at Series 13 and go, here's the, like that Colin Baker season that never was.
Sure.
Here's the original plan, which got thrown out the window for Trial of a Time Lord. It's the same sort of thing here. Not to not to the same degree in terms of like, that would have been amazing and this is awful.
Sure,
it's just something different. It's just bizarre.
But it's interesting with that because I feel like it would still have been fairly serialised, but not as serialised, not with cliffhangers every week necessarily. We don't know, I suppose. But back to this story then. I think I'm in a similar place to you really in terms of being very excited for the Sea Devils. I feel like I'm starting to get to know a bit more about the whole Chinese pirates thing and Malinching, having read articles and stuff now. To start with, that was sort of a little bit of a sort of hazy area, and it wasn't something you get properly excited about, but now I've sort of heard a bit more about it. Yeah, it sounds good.
It sounds like ripe area for Doctor Who.
It does, yeah.
In terms of like the character and I don't know why they've never done this before. Like it's so interesting, especially reading this Doctor Who discovers pirates book,
of course,
and hearing about female pirates who are an actual thing. It's not like a you know. So I think this is going to be something really interesting to
and actually to take this back to our Planet of the Dead video as well, which go and check it out if you haven't already. But it's an interesting thing because like obviously in that we had a jewel thief. This time we've got like a pirate, you know, so it's a similar sort of idea perhaps. It'll be interesting to see how they sort of treat that in the story.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing as well, just picking up on something that I think Chris said or someone said in Doctor Who magazine, that we've got various characters. So Madam Ching, there seems to be like three main characters aside from the trio.
Yeah.
So I think Madam Ching, I better just check, I don't know, butcher anyone's names.
This guy.
That guy there, he's called Ji Hun or something.
Ji Hun, that sounds right, yeah.
And then this chap down here,
that one is as well.
Ying Ki.
Ki.
Ji Hun is meant to be another pirate, I believe, but like a fictional pirate.
Oh, okay, you're right. But he's from the 17th century.
Now, this is the thing, isn't it? Yeah. So obviously the episode is set in the 19th century.
Yeah.
He's meant to be from like... It's weird, it's in the interview as well, I say, he's meant to be from the 17th or 18th century. You know, it's kind of like... Well, how
sure,
can that
you
be
should
so
know.
vague?
You should know.
Exactly,
yeah. Thing.
I don't know what's going on.
But they don't even mention it in the synopsis or anything. It's mentioned by Ray Holman or someone. Like it's just mentioned offhand. Like so, this character's from a different century. And it's like, really? What?
I mean, that's the other thing as well. I think as well in terms of the coverage in here, I mean, it's great. But it feels like going into this, we've got the most coverage. Well, certainly for a special, I mean, compared to like something like Resolution, we know quite a bit more, you know, from Doctor Who magazine, from other sources, don't we?
If you compare this to like the coverage on Series 11, like how little we were given in those interviews in comparison to, we've got, you know, we've almost got half the story in terms of the behind the scenes stuff already.
And the premise as well, in terms of the history and what's going on there.
Yeah.
Because the Fleur de la Mar, I think, is going to be part of it as well, which was obviously mentioned in Eve of the Daleks right at the end. This
is it?
Yeah, like when she's like, it's like one of those moments where she's like, "Oh, do you want to go and check out, Fleur de la Mar?"
Sure.
You know?
Okay.
Like right at the end of the TARDIS, I think. So
when she's avoiding Yaz.
yeah. So I guess that's what that's to do with, and this Ji-hun character is probably to do with that ship, and there's been some sort of timey-wimey thing going on there. And we've got this other ship, which are the ones that's in the promo art and stuff, which might be like the shipwreck of the Fleur de la Mar, but like with these like floaty bluey things on it, and obviously it floats and glides across the water.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else we can say in terms of the premise, really.
We don't really know what more than that
could be. Yeah, I know, like to take us back to Eve of the Daleks again, like we went into that sort of, well, we joked about Davros and things, didn't we? And like, you know, I think with that story it was pretty much what it said on the tin, but with Thasmin thrown in.
There was like
a big
surprise,
a slight sort of surprise there, or like a moment where you just like sort of drop your glass on the floor and like, what? Yeah, I don't know whether to expect anything particularly more than that. I don't think I am going to go into it expecting anything more than that, really.
Especially in 47 minutes.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Precise runtime it's been given. There's a lot of people speculate the extra 3 minutes is for the trailer. For Centenary or something like that. Which is possible. I mean, that might happen. But
I do really hope they do something like that actually with like with the Centenary trailer. Like
they should, yeah.
What I'd like them to do is like maybe have, instead of having like a standard next time trailer or something, just have the end credits and just cut to black or something,
and then like cut to a different,
or like a Village of the Angels style glitch or something, and have like a proper feature length trailer, like for
Day of the Doctor.
Yeah, or like even for like the Tenant specials or something, or like for Dark Water and Death in Heaven, the finale begins now, or whatever. The end of the road, the sort of thing where it's like really epic.
Yeah.
And in terms of the Master, there's been quite a lot of speculation about him. I personally think if we're going to see him in the episode, it's going to be in the Centenary trailer. I think they probably will reveal him at that point, maybe.
You see, as you said the name, the Master, I was like, yeah, totally agree with you. He's not going to be, if he's got any involvement, it's in a trailer. It's it's not anywhere else.
Yeah,
it's either a reveal in the trailer.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
but he when we last saw, I mean, obviously discounting Warriors of the Deep, In the Sea Devils, he obviously had quite a bit of involvement. Would it be weird?
It's not beyond.
Would it be? You know, it's not.
The realms of possibility, is it?
Yeah, that's exactly
that he would be in this. But
as a disguise as a pirate.
It'd be so good.
Sacha Dhawan. I can imagine Sacha Dhawan just pulling it off, just coming down the rigging, and
I suppose he's got form for being on ships. Sacha Dhawan after the second episode of Dracula.
Yeah.
It only just occurred to me that, but I think to see him in like pirate getup would be absolutely amazing.
I can imagine it happening as a reveal. That might be the Thasmin-esque reveal. You know, in terms of like the thing we're not expecting.
Because it's difficult to know whether we've got this whole mystery around the Flor de la Mar, it would seem, and what happened to that, and Madame Ching sort of unleashing this force, which is presumably the Sea Devils. It's difficult to know whether it's going to be anything more than that premise of, you know, 19th century Chinese pirates goes and finds some Sea Devils, and then they fight and whatever, and someone dies. But yeah, they have a battle, and then it's all over, and everything goes back to the status quo. Or whether the whole reason for like this ship going missing could be something big, because there's that thing in the trailer as well, like with the stars and stuff, and they're looking up to the sky. And I don't know whether that could be something.
I don't know.
Like flux related, maybe, I don't know.
Well, it does. You're right. It does seem like there is the potential that what we know is just one small part of this. Like that, this could be like the first 20 minutes of a story is it's a Sea Devils pirate story, yay! And then suddenly it turns around like, oh no, this is much bigger than we anticipated.
A lighthouse and
like
the fugitive doctor's there.
Yeah, is this gonna be sort of? Unlike Planet of the Dead, which is very much separate from the specials, and you've got, you know, he'll knock 4 times at the end.
Sure, yeah.
Is this going to be that, or is this going to be... Because, I mean, it is the penultimate episode.
Yes.
Like, it would be very weird to have an episode standalone before a big finale.
This is true,
Is this going to be more Waters of Mars-esque, how that there's that big element... It's not necessarily tied into End of Time, but it's kind of like... There's big stuff happening here. This is... big character for the Doctor.
Yeah.
It's leading somewhere.
Well, we've talked about this before, and it's like, you know, if we look at past precedent for other Doctors, like new series Doctors, you know, we've had, like I say, Waters of Mars, or even the Day of the Doctor is sort of fairly tied into what happens next.
And it's also quite big.
Quite a big story.
Doctor Falls, you know, Simon. Oh, what's it called?
Twice Upon a Time.
That's the one. Sorry, I've erased that from my brain. What happened in that story?
Unless you say it's the East of Light, but then I don't know. It depends how you class things, right? Doesn't it?
I would like to, but no, you're right. But it is kind of like, if we look at it in the story.
I suppose even that has the thing with Missy actually at the end, doesn't it? So.
And there's Boomtown.
I
mean, Boomtown has the whole Mickey storyline.
There's the setup for her opening the TARDIS, isn't there?
There is enough.
So
in there, it's not like the Waters of Mars kind of level of, you know.
Yeah, it's just something that's sort of set up, isn't it, and then pays off later without you knowing necessarily that it would be paid off later. So I don't know really what to expect.
It's hard. Front. It is so hard to call, and at this point, I would. It's so bizarre as well, because 47 minutes. Knowing that now makes me think, if it had anything else to it, then does that mean there's going to be another case of Chibnall throwing too much at the screen? I think that 47 minutes to me seems like, well, we're going to have a simple standalone story, really. If we're going to get an effective story out of this.
Yeah, I suppose so. But then, I guess just occurred to me as well that something like Fugitive of the Jadoon is a similar standard runtime, I guess. And I guess, on face value, it does seem like quite a short runtime, especially for a special. But yeah, I guess
this is going to be shorter. It's going to be shorter than like a standard episode, isn't it?
Well, yeah, or like similar.
Because they were all 50 minutes, weren't they?
Or relatively.
Yeah. Because
you're right. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Are we thinking maybe this could be? It could have an ending like the Almost People. How we have the plot wrapped up.
Dan tends to go.
But but like that sort of thing, like. You know, that plot's finished, and then it's like, oh my god, something's happened just all of a sudden out of left field. We think that it's finished, but you know, here we are.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that's how you do it. Maybe you have a full story with no link to the finale, of Centenary.
Sure, yeah.
And then it's like within the final few minutes you get that pull to the big final episode. Maybe that's what we're expecting.
Yeah. I don't know really. I mean, we haven't even talked about the episode. We haven't talked about the Merker potentially being in it as well.
Is it the Merker? Is it the Merker? I don't know.
It looks very different to what we know the Merker to be.
I think it's just a standard sea monster.
Do you think it's gonna be like with the house that might have been Lungbarrow, but they don't say it on screen. They don't say it on screen. They just
maybe maybe we'll retcon it to be the Merker later down the line. I can't see the word Merker being uttered on the screen. I don't know. I'll play this clip in our review when it's been said.
Yeah,
Merker. I can't see that.
But it's interesting to sort of speculate about where things will end. I mean, are we going to get another sort of fairly standard, like typical Silurian / Sea Devil thing, where it's like they want to come back and rule the Earth or whatever,
or just something else to it,
or they just go like put back into hibernation. Or, I mean, how are they going to get rid of them at the end? I don't know. Maybe they just I don't know really. Or you're right. Is there something else that's going to kind of carry forward?
The thing about these Silurian Sea Devil stories is they're very one note in terms of what they're trying to say. Like that's the one reason why I was kind of like, well, it would be nice to see them back, but I don't think there's anything else to do with them.
Before the news came out, you mean?
Just in general. Like when someone said, "What monsters would you like to see come back?" I would be like, "Well, it would be nice to see Sea Devils," but I mean, I run into the same thing. I did a Ninth Doctor story with the thing. Little plug there. It did kind of feel like I was trading the same ground there. It was like, what else is there to do with it? I mean, unless Chibnall's been watching my adventure, and he's not said it in the 70s, but still, if the Sea Devil's plan is to bring the Earth back into alignment and do all that shit, whatever that, I can't remember the plot, but we'll know. Yeah. So I did think, are they very one note? So
I'm just thinking
maybe they've got something different here.
Back to how other recent villains have been dispatched with the Daleks. They blew them up in a warehouse. With in the Vanquishers, they blew a lot of Daleks and Cybermen up.
Sontarans. Did they get blown up?
I think they just fluxed or whatever. And the Grand Serpent, he got shut off in a thing. Random thing, but I was sort of watching back stuff the other day from when Vanquishers came out, reviews and stuff, and people were saying, "Oh, is he going to come back?" I don't think he's going to come back.
Oh, he's got no room to come back now.
Exactly, but anyway.
Which makes it even more pointless. I mean, great actor. Yeah. Craig, what's his Parkinson.
Carl Parkinson, yeah.
He did not. Are we going to see him pop up at the end of this? It is the Grand Serpent. I mean, are we going to see?
It makes sense. A reptile.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Jack Robertson.
Maybe. Oh dear.
Captain Jack.
Oh, it's such a shame, isn't it? Oh, who knows? Well, who knows indeed.
Who knows?
But yeah, I guess just to bring this to a bit of a close, then. I mean, because we don't know.
Well, yeah, it's almost like we know a lot, but then also some not things, much.
But not how it's.
I mean, there's not much more to predict in terms of the storyline. We imagine it's going to be quite straightforward. It's only really the links to the Centenary that we can predict.
If nothing else, I'm looking forward to that being. I think it's safe to say that there will be a trailer and
they've got. I mean, have they finished filming it? Have they finished filming the Centenary?
Oh yeah, I mean, that was last summer, autumn.
So you'd think they've got stuff together.
And I think it will be a case of hopefully something really epic where it's bam, Kate Stewart, bam, whatever, bam, the Master.
Grand Serpent.
Just go through all these characters.
What, like a Series 11 trailer of just show faces of famous people and put their names up there?
Sort of, yeah, but yeah.
It's Lee Mack!
Before, but yeah. I don't know really. I don't know whether we should talk about. This is getting a bit off topic, but what do you think the monster's going to be in the Centenary? Because there was some speculation about Autons, but I don't really see that
Autons?
Because
where's that come from?
How could they have shot an Auton episode without people knowing? They'd have had to go into shops and stuff. I don't know how they could have done that.
What, but,
I mean, it would be so amazing if they did.
Would it? I mean, the Autons are great. I love the Autons. They're one of my favourite villains. I just don't think they're finale material.
Oh dear. Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I think we're
clutching at straws.
It's got to be. I mean, if the Master is in it, I suppose, but it's going to be the Master, isn't it? Obviously. How big a hint can you get at the end of the
whether there's going to be something else as well as him, I mean, though, like, because like Master and Autons or Master and
Autons would
that was
make
like
sense.
The rule,
yeah,
I think,
yeah.
but I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the Master's got his box of what was it? The Master props. So maybe there was an Auton hand in there. You never know. I don't know. I just don't think that they're like finale material.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense. I mean,
they're like a kind of like season opener.
Well, I guess it's like whether they're going to pull another sort of Sea Devils thing on us where it's like, oh, here's a classic monster. But then I don't think they probably will do that. But then we've had all the other big bads recently as well, like Daleks, Thasmin, Angels, Sontarans, etc. So
yeah, it's just like the Auton. You want a big baddie that you can just chuck on the front of a Radio Times, and a shot window dummy it ain't that. It's just
yeah.
I don't think I mean, I'm going to shoot myself in the foot. It probably will be, and I'll just be like, oh, well, there we go. I just think that it's going to be something like the Master or something like the Daleks, or in my head, because it's this Centenary special, it's going to be like a free for all. It's just going to be everything.
It's
just going to be like Daleks, Sontarans,
Cybermen. What the Vanquishers was though.
Yeah,
just do it again. Just rehash the Vanquishers.
But don't blow up Cybermen without even giving them a line of dialogue, like a bunch of chumps.
Oh, dearie me. I don't know.
Yeah, I
feel that they'd have... Well, the Master's a given, really, but I feel they've got to give him some henchmen or something. But I don't know what that would be. Because it would be cool to have another like, new monster, but then it would feel quite late in the game, I guess. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's...
Because people as well, like, on the same theme as the Grand Seven, people are like, oh, the Storm Azure, they could come back. And I'm like, could they? I wouldn't say no necessarily, but...
I would like them to come back and get given a better ending.
I'm probably the only person that wants to see this as well, but I'd love to see at least one other Stenza again, just to bring things full circle.
You are the only person who wants to see that.
Just like just give us a cameo of like, I don't know. I don't even know how they'd do it. It would feel so shoehorned.
Is that going to be Jodie's final words before she regenerates? Tim Shaw!
Oh, God.
I'm trying to think back at all the different regenerations. We've had Daleks for Eccleston. We've had the Master for Tennant and Master and Time Lord. We've had for Matt Smith. It was
just everything.
It was everything. And for Capaldi, it was
Cybermen like a glass lady.
Cybermen and a glass. It was all a bit confusing, really. Yeah.
Because I guess I'm thinking of like. End of Time obviously was the Master, but then you also had like the Vinvoci or whatever, like just
like a new
another
race.
Like, new
yeah. I can see Chibnall doing that.
Or like, I suppose you had like, the whole race of Master people as well as sort of stand-in for a monster. Really.
I don't know. Maybe it would be nice to come full circle and have Tim Shaw or a Stenza kind of related thing, but I just don't think it's.
I don't know how they'd bring Tim Shaw back because he was so tied to
Series 11.
Graham and Ryan really. So it's like, and also that's another. I mean, we're getting onto the Centenary now. Another thing. Like apparently there are rumours that Tosin Cole's not coming back for it. Like it's just going to be Graham by himself.
Well, I've only seen
the
about
face
him.
of it.
Yeah. So I that ties in with
sounds
that.
likely because I guess it does really. If he's moved on to other stuff,
I think Tosin's well out of it really. And I don't think I would be upset.
Oh God. Yeah.
There's nothing against Tosin Cole's great. I just didn't like Ryan as a character.
It would feel a bit odd to not have him there, but at the same time, I can sort of see that one turning out to be true. I just a hunch, just
I think it's just gonna be a bit like a kind of. I see it as an end of time. Kind of, although
the Graham,
again,
because it could just be a really brief thing with Graham, couldn't it? Like,
but John Bishop was there as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, they had a little scene together.
I wasn't sure whether it would be like a one-off, like Jodie saying goodbye to all her companions, but she wouldn't exactly bring the new guy along, would she, to say goodbye to go, oh, here's your replacement.
Yeah, unless I did a tweet about this like a few months back. Unless it's like the ending for all the companions is they all just go off to live with each other because like John Bishop doesn't have a house now, or a girlfriend or anything. Like, is Diane going to come back? Do we think? That's
how his story's going to end. It's going to be him going on a date with Diane. There's a prediction. It's going to be like, he's going to turn up on a doorstep with a bunch of flowers. Well, he's going to be like, life's too short to do, isn't it? Why am I doing a Yorkshire accent? He's going to be saying, I've seen all these amazing things and I don't want to miss out on this.
But surely she's got to like reach out to him, but how they... I don't know how they're going to do that, but yeah, I agree. I wouldn't be surprised if she was in it again.
And then when he gets rejected by it, he's going to go to Bradley Walsh and kind of move in.
That's it, yeah. Oh my goodness.
Or his parents going to come back? Is everyone going to come back for this episode?
I'd love it, yeah.
I mean, that is a very... Where has that rumour come from? Have you made that up yourself?
Which one? About
them all moving in together?
Oh yeah,
you made that up.
I made that up. But I was just kind of thinking, Dan's got no house. Yaz, what's she going to do?
He's got plenty of soup.
He's got soup. Because people say like Yaz is going to die as well. I'm like, no, she's not.
Well, what was it Mandip said? She was
like emotional, but it's like
yeah. She was like,
really, it's going to be emotional, but it's like exactly where you'd expect her to go, and it's going to feel really right. It's the right place for her story to end. It's like I don't think
she's not going to die. No, she's not going to die. Like this is another Ryan and Graham prediction. She won't die.
She's not going to die.
I mean, her saying like it's going to be an emotional finale, like no shit, like of course it is. I would expect nothing less. Yeah. It's kind of like Stephen Moffat saying every episode is the scariest one we've ever done. It's just wet your pants, kind of scary.
But I can sort of envisage them sort of the companions all like walking off, like a bit like Sarah Jane and Journey's End, like walking off together, and not with Noel Clarke and John Barron this time.
Preferably not, no.
Yeah, but just I can see them sort of like minus Toes and Cole perhaps, just sort of going off together. And...
That's right. We sound the pub. We can't move on to come. He's still on that bloody hill, trying to ride the bike.
Oh my goodness.
No, I can't see. I don't. I mean, it's like I could see a sort of Journey's End ending, but yeah, Yaz won't die. I think she's going to have some sort of happy ending. Leaving the Doctor,
but just staying on Earth doing something.
Yeah,
I guess.
It's just that I think her story needs to be tied up in a nice way. So she needs to have some sort of reward for putting up with the Doctor. Pieing her off for 3 series.
Because I think I saw something. I think some people saw. I saw some people saying as well stuff like, "Oh, her story's gonna end by her rejecting the Doctor." Or something like that, and I thought I can't quite see that myself.
But I can see her. I can see her going like it's in a weird way. It reminds me of the whole
Martha thing.
The 10th Doctor and Martha thing, but in a way that these two people do like each other, but I think they both have very different ideas of a relationship. The Doctor's idea of a relationship is a very sort of, we're just very happy together and we just like spending time together. Yaz, I think, wants more than that.
I can see it coming to some sort of agreement or arrangement.
I think that Yaz might come to a moment of like, look, I love you, but I don't think we're good for each other in the I don't think we're going to give each other what we both want. So I'm going to go off and marry I don't know, a character from a previous series.
That would make sense.
It just seems to be I think that might work. That might feel like a nice
thing as well.
Nice
I'm just
conclusion.
remembering now. People are saying the Side Masters are going to come back because of
the
thing with the Master, and I guess that would make sense. Because what do you do with them then? Because they were sort of so tied to the whole timeless child thing.
We've got to think of this as an era. Like this isn't an era that is going to need to be wrapped up totally, because we've got a brand new. Not just a brand new showrunner, we've got a brand new production.
Yeah, gosh, presumably the Fugitive Doctor's going to be in it as well. And,
yeah, there's Ruth as well to think about.
I hope so.
She should be, really.
She should be in it.
Or if not, there should be a hint of what she's up to, and then we can explore that in Big Finish or
like Jodie regenerates and she just like a bit like when Graham and Ryan saw Grace in Revolution of the Daleks. She just looks over into the sky and sees the Fugitive Doctor.
Or she just looks into the sky and there's just a Toes and Cole's face, like PNG.
The whole era began with him. The very first shot was his YouTube video. Bring it full circle.
You're right. I didn't think that was the first shot of the series. There's not going to be any sort of circling back then, is there?
It's
really
quite nice because like from Woman Who Fell to Earth to Revolution of the Daleks, that's like it starts and ends with like Ryan and Graham. But then I don't know.
I'm really interested in. Once all this is done, once the Centenary's been on, I want to do a retrospective like all of Jodie Whittaker and just look back at it, because I'm going to be really interested to see what it's like, because how different does Woman Who Fell to Earth feel to Legend of the Sea Devils? Like it's amazing how different a show that one is to this one that we're getting, you know, one that's very much rooted in brand new stuff. There's nothing, you know, not even the TARDIS. It is all new. Yeah. And now we've got Sea Devils coming back, like a classic monster who look exactly like these guys.
Yeah.
So it's like what a change.
Interesting. And I was going to say as well, something along these lines in terms of how the whole sort of attitude to like, because like I was saying, they've promoted and sort of revealed quite a lot about this story compared to like other specials and other series and stuff, and I feel like that has changed. I wonder whether it's a bit to do with how we've got this happy medium now, sort of at the end, where because they're specials, you can have your cake and eat it. You can have like, you can keep the Sea Devils a surprise until the end of Eve of the Daleks, and then you reveal them then, and then everybody knows they're going to be in the next story. So you sort of reveal your surprise at the end of the previous episode, and because of the gap, it then gives you enough time to sort of make a thing of that. Yeah, I don't know, like whether they could have done something like that with the Recon Daleks, say, where it just crops up at the end of Francis or something, and just, I don't know. It's that sort of thing.
Anything
I feel like
that better. Yeah.
That's quite a good. Well, I guess I quite like the rhythm of that and the way it's worked.
Mm-hmm. But in short, for Legend of the Sea Devils, what is the basically? Are we expecting just a standalone thing? It's just gonna be, and then a trailer.
I think I am. You know, I think I was probably expecting more like beefy, arc-heavy stuff from New Year's Day, and then when we didn't get that, I'm kind of thinking right now, okay.
The only stuff we really got was Thasmin, wasn't it?
But I suppose that was something, but it just wasn't the thing we were expecting.
And apparently this isn't going to touch on it that much.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether to believe that. Well, I mean, I know one of the authors of the episode has said that, but I think there'll be
something.
They
can't just ignore it.
They'll. Who knows? But I think if nothing else, it'll be great to see the Sea Devils again. It'll be a fun Easter holiday special.
Yep. Any Easter eggs?
Literally in the story,
like a literal Easter egg.
Yeah. Who knows, really?
I mean, is there going to be any hint of Easter? Because we've got, like, in the New Year's episodes, we've always had a mention of New Year.
That's true, isn't it?
And even in Planet of the Dead, which is the only Easter special we've got,
they do love to do that.
Easter thing.
Oh, I don't know.
Do you think they'll come out at the TARDIS eating an Easter egg?
Maybe something, yeah. Because I guess as well we're going to get the Silurians probably name dropped, and but yeah, that's a tangent.
The Homo reptilia,
whatever they're called. Yeah. Let us know in the comments below what you're feeling towards this special in the lead up to its broadcast.
Yeah. I'm excited. Whatever happens.
You know, I think so. It does feel suitably epic. I think, like,
I mean, the scale of
the scale,
like that trailer. My God, I watched it and I was like, how have you done this in a pandemic? It's insane. Even if there's rumours of it being edited, down and cut apart, whatever reasons people are speculating on it.
I don't know where that's come from, but
I think that's just
I don't
meaningless speculation.
I would have thought so.
I think they just had the budget for a 50-minute episode. That's just why, and then they've just probably cut it because of the trailer.
Or they've made the Centenary long, or something. Somehow
maybe they added 10 minutes on from this.
It's all worked out somehow.
But yeah, still, regardless of that, like this, Curse of the Black Spot, eat your heart out, because I'm doing a lot of accents there. I just went into a weird Bristol accent. Curse of the Black Spot is got nothing on this. This is incredible scale, and the CGI is great. It's incredible creations that they've done. So I can't wait to see it all in action. Really, whatever that may be.
And if nothing else, we will. I predict, assume get the title and some sort of teaser for the Centenary afterwards. So it'll just be good to have something to go on there, even if the episode itself is fairly standalone. Just to move into that next phase and that final phase of the interim and the gap between this and
that is the only thing
that is. But
that is the only thing I'm hoping for. I think if we don't get anything to do with the Centenary put forward, because it's so far away, in the grand, well, not in but in the grand scheme of things, it is a few months now. I think I will be a bit disappointed not to have anything to hook onto, because I feel like knowing the Sea Devils were coming back was something enough to keep me going till now.
Exactly.
So I think I need either a trailer or at least a title or a cliffhanger, something to keep me going till then. Otherwise, I won't get that excitement.
To be honest, you know, I'll be happy with the bare minimum of like a shot of the master in the trailer. That will honestly be enough to sort of just, you know, like have a trailer and then end it with a shot of the master like laughing or something. I'll just be I'll take that.
Just have Sasha Dewan laughing for a minute. Just Sasha Dewan on a black curtain, just going,
oh dear, oh dear. Yeah. It will have been like over 2 years, I guess, anyway, since we saw him, so it will be quite a gap.
It's nearly half a decade since Jodie Whittaker became the Doctor.
No.
Well, it's half a decade since she was announced Doctor. Also, this is 50 years after the Sea Devils. Exactly. I only just realised.
Yes. Oh, really? Yeah.
72, 22. Yeah. So there you go, 50 years of the Sea
50
Devils.
Years. Yeah. So thanks. We will see you fairly soon after the episode airs for an in-depth review and reaction to it. And we'll see if any of our predictions or hopes come true.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know in the comments below what you're hoping for this special. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, all that stuff, and we'll see you again after the story for our review. So
can't believe the Sea Devils are coming back. I can't believe it.
Ahoy, my eyes.